A 16-year-old boy in West London has been arrested for terrorism offences. The Metropolitan Police have released a statement explaining that a 16-year-old boy has been arrested in West London on suspicion of terrorism offences. The statement reads, at approximately 09:55 hours on Wednesday 29th of August, local officers attended an address in West London and carried out a search. During the search, officers discovered cannabis plants as well as what is believed to be an imitation firearm. Further searches were carried out in the address and officers found items containing an unknown substance. As a precaution, specialist officers were called to the address and are now in the process of recovering the items, which will be sent for urgent analysis to determine what it is. Cordons remain in place around the address. The 16-year-old boy was initially arrested on suspicion of possession of an imitation firearm and cultivation of cannabis. He was further arrested on suspicion of commission, preparation or instigation of acts of terrorism under Section 41 of the Terrorism Act 2000 and currently remains in police custody at a South London police station. So it's an interesting case right now, but we have no idea what the terror plot was or what the intentions of this young lad were. But if I was to take a stab in the dark at this, it sounds to me like a fantasist teenager who wants to become notorious for something. I mean, if he is a convert to Islam and say it's an ISIS-inspired attack, then why is he growing weed? Is he a bad Muslim, or does he just not know that much about Islam? Or maybe it's not an Islamic attack at all, because it doesn't really reek of an ISIS-style attack. But then again, there have been instances of young people attempting to carry out attacks like this in the name of ISIS, probably just because, I don't know, maybe they're bullied, maybe they feel ostracized, maybe they're mentally ill. There's lots of reasons why they would do it. And it's happened before. There was a London teenager who was recently plotting attacks with an all-female terror cell, which I reported on recently. And then there were also 5 teenagers arrested in Australia for planning an ISIS-style attack. So this crazy stuff happens. And often it's white kids, often it's non-Muslim kids doing it in the name of ISIS, and often it's young white kids or young any kids doing it in other names as well, because maybe it is ISIS, maybe it is, but it's also entirely possible that this was a young far-right activist or a far-right terrorist who lost the plot and decided to go out and kill people. Now, I believe the threat of far-right terrorism is greatly exaggerated by the left, I really do, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because it does happen at times, and it's really quite scary and nasty when it does. So anything I say right now is pure speculation, but this is a story worth keeping an eye on, because terrorism doesn't seem to stop in London, and even teenagers are getting in on it. But I suppose that's part and parcel of living in a big city, right?